Alrighty, hey everybody. Just so you know, there's currently a giant fly bouncing around the window that has dogs' rapt attention. So keep your eye on the corner there. They are probably going to knock a bunch of shit off the shelves, and it should be a fun show. Well, welcome to Houston No Problem. It's a dead cat bounce day. We are sitting where we pretty much have been for most of our meme stocks. We did have a weird $1,000 spread in the layer 2s for AMC earlier that, goes unexplained. We know the explanation. The explanation is the market makers weren't able to either dump their stuff in there, or that's probably what it was. Yeah, so we need to first off do... Oh, wait a minute. The After Dark intro is automatically on. We got to turn that off. We got to do the normal intro and then remember to turn it off. Remember to turn it off. Remember to turn it off. And shabam. And turning off. There we go. 2 days in a row. We're going to do another week. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Okay, so... Yes, what is a dead cat bounce? A dead cat bounce is the term for when the market is in the process of crashing, or a particular stock is in the process of crashing. There's a rebound where the price of everything goes straight up again. Because everyone's like, oh, it's a great time to buy. It's a deal. And they buy. The price goes up, and then it just crashes again. Some of the biggest dead cat bounces in history happened after the 29 crash. We've had big dead cat bounces every single time the market's taken a big old shit. There's been pretty much a dead cat bounce, and the term comes from like the cat's dead, but if you throw it on the ground, it can still bounce. So it's like it's just going to be dead again. It's going to. The market is in no shape to do well. It isn't. We have foreclosures going bonkers. We have mortgage-backed securities dropping. We still have inflation that's out of control. Interest rates are going up. Bonds, corporate bonds are becoming worthless. Tons of defaults on bonds across all sorts of sectors. The commercial real estate market is... consumer sentiment is down. Sentiment among brokers and traders is way down. World War III might be on the horizon. There is no reason whatsoever for the market to be pretending like everything's fine. So just take the dead cat bounce for what it is, and hopefully some of you made some money off of it. But, Okay, do I have anything else to talk about right off the bat, Monkey? Merrill Lynch got raided in Germany. Bloomberg put out an article today saying that the financial markets are in for a doozy from the Department of Justice, that a whole bunch of folks are going to be probably walked away in handcuffs after this one. I think that's it. That's all I had. So let's go to the phones. I like that Danella says, "Hello, Houston, nice shirt." 45 minutes before I come on with my shirt. It is a nice shirt, though. I got little tropical islands. I got 2 palm trees. One is in the process of being in a sunset, and the other is not. But I like colors. Hungry Caveman, love you too. Hungry Caveman also just learned about non-Newtonian fluids, which are very fun. You can run across non-Newtonian fluids because what happens is all fluids have surface tension. But the surface tension non-Newtonian fluid spikes when energy is added to the fluid, so it can't splatter. So basically, the surface tension becomes really rigid and allows you to run across that fluid. It has to do with the way the electrons are shared and stuff like that, but they are cool. You can watch videos of people with like weird paints and stuff like that are non-Newtonian fluids, like fill a trough of it and just run across the top. It's pretty rad. Connor Nee, what do you think will squeeze first, metamaterials or GME? GME. I think GME is going to be the first real squeeze out of all this. I don't think metamaterials squeezes until after they do the MMTLP dividend, or the oil code, whatever you want to call it. That'll probably be months down the line after they do that dividend. We may see some price spikes while GME is climbing, but it won't be the real thing until that dividend is issued. Girk's BlackRock Insider. Houston, what is the deepest depth we could dig into the earth and actually live and sustain life? Would it be like the Hive in Resident Evil? Not too far. I know you want that fly so bad. You do. You want it. When you get into the deep mines, like some of the gold mines in South Africa or the Kidd Creek mine in Ontario, you're down 10 to 12,000 feet, and the ambient temperature at that depth is like 140, 150 Fahrenheit. So you can't survive without huge transfers of air. So they've got just gigantic HVAC systems pumping air in and out and trying to keep temperatures cool. So I'm not sure what level where temperatures start to get really crazy. I think it depends on the terrain and the mountain range. But when you get down a couple thousand feet, it's stifling. It is really, there's a lot of pressure on those rocks. It is really, really warm. So no, I don't think very deep. Sad Boy Incorporated. Houston, what's a decent paying job if you're good at reading and writing English but don't want to be a teacher or lawyer? All the teachers I know are broke and all the lawyers I know are miserable. Technical writer? I mean, if you can understand schematics and a few scientific terms, technical writing might be up your alley. What else? Best-selling author? There you go. Those are two options. Paratarian, Houston, also prediction for Miami Grand Prix. Ooh, Hamilton. You just roll that dice, and 5 sides of that dice is Hamilton, so you just pick that one. Lapatron, I hold metamaterial post-dividend date, so I won't get the dividend. But if I wanted to, could I buy more at this current price point? You can buy more MMMAT as much as you want. We're talking about MMTLP shares, the ones that are dividend shares. I don't know if anyone's going to let you buy those anymore. All the brokerages stopped trading it. There was a rumor that you could call Fidelity. If you talk to them on the phone and do a over the phone order, they can make one. But otherwise, everyone's stuck in close only positions. So I don't know if you can get MMTLP anymore, or we are finally stuck with what we got. Meow meow. When I was 10, I tried to dig to the center of the earth. I got down about 6 feet and concluded that any further was impossible. That's about how far most people get in the backyard. What ended up happening with my digging experiments as a child was that I would get pretty deep, but then there's just so much gravel from the glaciers that the hole is just becoming wider and wider and not any deeper, and then it's what you're stuck with. Just so much glacial till, and it's all rocks and boulders and stuff, so you can't get very far. You need an actual excavator. Houston, Robinhood announced they are starting a stock lending program, small print. If you lend them out, no voting rights and cash in lieu of dividend. Awful interesting timing. Yep. I mean, it's one thing to... I mean, what if they give you the ability to recall your shares? That's what I want to know. Or is it a set period of time that the shares get lent out? Because after this, we could just pick stocks that we want to squeeze by lending them out and then doing a recall. But yeah, don't lend out your GME, AMC, any of those stocks. Don't do it. Robinhood, I don't think Robinhood's going to exist come fall. Or at least Vlad won't be owning it. It will be owned by somebody else. The stock price is so low that someone's going to come along and go, I'm going to scoop up this entire company for pennies and own all of their accounts and tech and, you know, trademarks and all that stuff. I just have a feeling that Robinhood's not going to be around. They screwed themselves so badly that they're going to try to pull out all the stops. But all the stops are pulling out are stuff that we don't care about. Meow meow again. Please don't break up Kirk today. I don't want to barf. Okay. Doobie Wah 420. The Fed was too scared to announce a 75 basis point hike because they enjoy being behind the curve. Didn't they do 50 basis points today? Was that what it was? Yep. Yeah, so it's going up 0.5%. So it's the largest increase in 2 decades. So that's probably going to push mortgages over 6%. That'd be my guess. And then the Dow has the best day in 2 years on the news that people aren't going to be able to afford homes. What a bunch of dipshits. S&P was up 3%. Just so dumb. So dumb. Say my name. Say it. Houston. I know how to make trickle-down economy work. We vote you to AMC board. You trickle down the shares you get for being on the board. Subscribers only, of course. I wonder what the rules are about gifting options. It's curious. I know the huge problem with options is that you got to oftentimes pay all the tax up front before you're allowed to execute. So you have to write the government a check, which means you got to do is have to sell a chunk of it unless you have a bunch of cash on hand. But yeah, if you just gift those options to somebody, can I take all my options and just give them to charity, and then they have to exercise it if they want it, if they want the money for it? I don't know. And then I can take the tax break of gifting them rather than having to pay the tax exercise. That's good. My brain's thinking. I don't know. Meow meow. We need 2 shovels, a car battery, jumper cables, and a map to Paul Volcker's grave. I think what the Fed is showing is that they're not afraid to jack interest rates to stupid highs to combat inflation. The problem is that they're doing double duty, and that the plunge protection team is also increasing inflation by dumping cash on the market to keep the market afloat. I hope we don't get to the early 80s when we had 20% interest rates. But the great thing about the early 80s and the 20% interest rates is that you didn't have to worry about putting money in the market. You just put in a savings account and you're getting 25% interest. So that's fantastic. So, that's something to look forward to. I'm curious, has anyone seen their interest rates and their savings accounts go up at all? I bet there's still 1/4 of a point. The banks aren't passing any of that on to us. We need to rage at our banks and make them pay us to keep our money in there like that used to be, rather than fining us and giving us all sorts of fees and whatnot. They should be lucky to have our money. Oh, and this chat already reset. Dang it. Where was I? What? Shit. Okay. I got cut off, so I'm at about 334. Casey Chapman also. Sorry, Casey, I missed your first chat. Do you know anything about exotic options? Al made a video the other day. Exotic options? No, I don't know about that. Exotic options? I'll have to look that up too. Put that into the list. And I still haven't done the entropy swap thing. All right. Exotic options. I'll take a look at that. Okay. Felix, Houston. I have a pronunciation test for you at this location. Zoom into the train station platform and read the name of the place. Good luck. Okay, so I'm somewhere in Europe, somewhere pretty far north. Let's see what we can do. Click on that. Click on that. Open that. Go there. All right, let's see here. Zoom in on the train station. Oh no, we're in Wales, aren't we? I'm not gonna pronounce this at all. Okay. Okay, so it's Llanfairpwll. So this is Welsh. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Lampu? 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 Nuts. Land. In Spanish, that'd be aye, but I don't know what it is in Welsh. Llanfairpwll. 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 My old roommate went to college in Wales, and like he took a train, then took a bus, got dropped off for the college with all the stuff, and had like no idea where it was because he could not read a single thing that that popped up. Lamfairpwll. All right, Felix, you got me. Carlos Oreo Cruz. Houston are still holding AMC. Yes, I have my few shares of AMC still. But I am like 90% GME. Dawn sees your shed. Houston, does this sentence remind you of Harrison Ford? That reminds me of, have you ever like hung out with friends or had a conversation and there's just a lull and no one is saying anything? My sister started doing this thing where she was like, did you know that 4 out of 5 people think about Abraham Lincoln when there's a lull in the conversation? And everyone's like, nuh-uh. And she's like, you will from this point forward. So... Darren Haya, Houston, I know you're not a financial advisor, but should I dump all my 220 AMC shares for GME? And my own hair is falling into my eyeballs. Do what you want, man. They're both going to squeeze. I personally think that GME is going to squeeze first and squeeze bigger. Simply because the float's smaller. They are actively doing things to combat the shorts. And I think that stuff's going to pay off. So that's my opinion. I think everyone is going to come out on top regardless of which one they're in, but GME is going to go a lot higher. SJ, this counts after dark? No, because see how bright it is outside? It's not after dark. Just by I thought you were going to say moth for some reason. Fly vs. dog is still hype, though. Well, I don't know if it flew out of here or if it just finally gave up or bashed its brains in on the window. But the dogs have lost total interest and it's not making any noise anymore. Which reminds me, I should probably put the monkey cam back on the monkey because she's not staring at the window anymore. There we go. Okay. Chad Clifford, love my new Houston We Got a Problem sticker. Yes, stickers. I still have 49 to give away. Still got 49 stickers to give away, so Send your self-addressed stamped envelope to the P.O. box in the description, and I will send you a 1 sticker. So, got 49 more of those to go, and you can have a sticker. Why not? Stonk Onator, do you think we will moas before and after the dividend? I have the feeling that it may be a 2-part episode here. That those who borrowed are going to have the shares recalled by their lenders, and it's going to cause a lot of buying and a price rocket. At the same time, those who didn't borrow but sold naked are just going to go the entire time. And then when the shares are offered as the dividend post date of record, those guys may face a squeeze. I don't know what the time frame will be. Might be 30 days, might be 90 days. When they don't deliver those shares and they're in default of all the synthetics they generated, they may face liquidation and forced closure of their positions and forced to buy the dividends for those synthetics. So we may get a 2-parter out of this. Whichever one allows me to retire, I will gladly sell in. So, you know, if the price goes like $1,000, that's not retirement money. I'll wait for squeeze number 2. But I think if it goes to $1,000, I think everyone gets recalled and faces liquidation problems and margin calls. So, I don't think right now they can afford the stock to go above like 250. I think at 250, their margins get so large that, and right now in the way the market is, you won't be able to find liquidity for anything. So you're going to be super screwed. I think the way it is that 250 is just way too much of a price on the stock, and if we get above there, people are toast. We'll just be like popping like you know, I don't know, termites to a fire or something. Homer's Ghost, did you talk about the flash crash in the Nordic markets late last week, early this week? We mentioned it. Apparently it has something to do with Citibank, and Citibank is trying to investigate whether it was human error or computer error. And they may be trying to blame a specific person for being like, sell everything. And it wasn't just the Nordic markets, it was across European markets in general at like 10 a.m. European time or something. Andrew Stewart's got positions here. We are in temperate zones. Control C. Go to scene. Go there. We're going to leave this place I cannot pronounce and go here. Are we Turkey? Looks like we are in a quarry or a mine or something. Where are we? What are you? Is this a... What are you? What are you? This looks like maybe a marble quarry? What is this place? Or is this travertine? Is this a travertine hot spring? Where am I? Where am I? Exit ground level. Maybe I can get a view down here. Can I get a view down here? Nope, Google Car has not come here. Is it travertine? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Here's a ground view. Maybe inside here? Oh, there we go. Okay. Balloons. Rocks. The weather's not that great. Looks like we are out of season here. We do have some swans or something. There's a road that goes up through this thing. What are you? There's another big balloon up there. Huh. There's a ridge here. I don't know what this is. Doesn't look like a travertine falls, so it doesn't look like hot springs. But it's definitely some sort of white rock formation. Dolomite, limestone, marble. Alabaster? I don't know. I don't know. What's big? Can I get a view? Hierapolis. Ancient Greek city on top of hot springs. Oh, it is hot springs. It is travertine. Ah, I was right. Okay. Located in western Turkey near Denzil, Hierapolis is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Hot springs there have been used as a spa since the 2nd century BC. People came to soothe their ailments, with many of them retiring or dying here. The large necropolis is filled with sarcophagi, including the sarcophagus of Marcus Aurelius. Oh. Great baths were constructed with huge stone blocks about the use of cement and consisted of various closed or open sections linked together, and are deep niches in the intersection of the bath, library, gymnasium, and other closed or open locations. The complex, which was constructed in the 600 BC, constitutes a good example of vault-type architecture. The complex is now an archaeological museum. Well, there we go. Okay. So, can I come down and do this? So up top, there's the baths. Okay, so it was travertine. Ah, my initial guess was right. Okay, so I can't go anywhere from here. I just got boobs. Cool. All right, exit street view. I can go street view elsewhere, right? Can I? Can I go street view into this? Nope. Cool view from up here, I bet. So where are the baths themselves? Because we drop down in here, and then, oh, these must be, okay. These all must be the travertines. These look like travertines. So this is like the stuff you see at Yellowstone. You'll see these travertines. So there's all sorts of minerals that get dissolved in the hot water that comes out of hot springs. And as this stuff makes ponds, these evaporates can make these little ring ponds, and then they become little waterfalls and make more ring ponds, and they build on top of each other. So when you get a travertine floor, like in your kitchen or something, it is cut up of these evaporate materials that are left behind by the hot springs. So looks like there's a whole series of them that go step by step on down here. So there must be some inside the tree. So that's where that picture was from. Cool. All right, I dig it. Good spot. Good spot, Andrew. Let's all go visit that spot when we're rich. Okay. Kevin Rejonen? Did I say that right? Thanks for doing what you do. Can we start to see 2 trillion plus on regular reverse repos? Man. I think it's very possible. We're encroaching on that. I don't know what the reverse repo is going to be like when the Fed finally admits that this thing's crashing. Like, will they keep it up, or are they going to give that cash back to the banks to bail them out? I mean, trading $2 trillion every single night is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Solomon, what are the chances GME would recall? And the person below, Scott Poland, GME can't recall, only lenders. Yeah, it'd be the lenders recalling. What GME could do is, if everything goes sideways and the synthetics don't provide the shares they're required to for the dividend, is that GameStop can remove their shares from the DTCC. And they can remove them and dump them into their blockchain system. And that would be the action they can take. Not Dave Reed. Would you rather have 1,000 AMC or 100 GME? 100 GME. Yeah. Cameron Mirza, Lightning Warrior called Ryan Cohen text. Which one? He called Ryan Cohen, or he called the text that Ryan put in his tweet? I don't know. Geldorado22, what happens when the float is full? Can you still DRS? No. If everything is in DRS, you won't be able to put anything else in there. That'll be maxed out. They'll have all the real shares in there, and then the federal regulators will go, huh? And then try to figure out a way they can look the other way. What do you think RC was talking about in his last tweet? That was the General Tso's chicken one. People were saying GTC, good till canceled. Who was the other one that popped up? They asked me the other night while I was playing GeoGuessr, and there was another one that TSO. What did the TSO stand for? Can't remember. So TSO stood for something. But I mean, the way he tweets is that everyone tries to figure it out, and William Morgan, RC, posts nonsense to work people up over nothing. That too is also a possibility that he's probably like, mean nonsense, and then we're like, what does it mean? Trying to delve deep into his one sentence poop tweets to figure out what exactly he's talking about. Go there, like that. Hit him with the saxophone. It's too early for the sax. Oh, super chat. Tristan Francis, do you think brokerages could just refund everybody their money and stop MOS that way if it gets out of control? Also, do you think the DTC could just put fake shares in everybody's account once the dividend is approved? They shouldn't be allowed to put fake shares in everyone's account because it's brokers who create synthetics, but they can only create synthetics when there is a failure to deliver during clearing. Since these wouldn't be going through the clearinghouse, but would be distributed straight from the company to the brokerages, I don't think the clearinghouse can make fake shares. The brokerage would refund everybody their money to stop MOAS. That would erode confidence in the brokerage to such a point that people would stop using them. Look at how much Robinhood has lost from their customer base. They were the number one trading app that all of us dorks used up until January 2021. Robinhood. It's all we did. We talked about Robinhood. We talked about exploits we could use. Talked about how those trading. And they fucked us once. And we stopped using their app. And now they're dying. Right? So any of these brokerages that screw over their customers in a way that leaves a bitter taste in their mouth, they're never going back. And if they don't go back, these brokerages die. And that's it. They don't exist anymore. So I don't think it's quite feasible. I mean, they may be dumb enough to do it. Like, oh, it worked today. And then they watch their customer base just bleed into other platforms or just ignore the stock market entirely. And if that happens, if they lose retail investors, then there's no one to bilk anymore. And they have to turn their sights on each other. And that does not create a sustainable market. They need us. They need us as rubes and marks to screw everybody over and to steal our money. And if they don't do it slowly and they do it blatantly through some sort of ruse, like just giving us our money back, then they lose us for the long term forever. What you looking at, monkey? What you looking at? I think that's just a drift of that big dog's hair, dude. Not a spider. But hello. Hi. You are such a sweet dog, though. No, big dog. I'm petting the other dog. Go away. Petting the other dog. Okay. Darren Haya, thoughts on Max Verstappen? He's very good. He is. He will take over for Lewis Hamilton when Lewis Hamilton finally retires as like top dog, I think. He's good. He's very good. If you guys don't know, F1. But yeah, there's always a next top dog in F1 that lasts for a few years, and then then it's like, well, I'm old. I got $1 billion in the bank. I can go sit on private yachts and live it up. And they choose to do that. Meow meow. What percentage of He-Man dolls were forced against their will to do dirty things with Skeletor, causing psychological scarring? Not all of them, because if you were like me, your parent only bought you like one He-Man toy, and actually only had Skeletor. I didn't have He-Man, so I only had the bad guy. So I didn't get the chance for Skeletor to do dirty things with He-Man or She-Ra or anything else. But I do vividly remember the day my dad brought Skeletor home. I was about 3 years old. I was living in this house that we were renting that was on the water. And I remember he came home. I was like, Dad, your home is awesome. And he's like, I got something for you. And there was Skeletor. And I was like, no way. When dads come home from work, they bring you toys. This is awesome. And then he came home from work again after that, and he didn't have toys for me. And I was like, but you gave me a toy when he came home from work. That is the system we established here. And didn't... Oh, well. Okay. Sad Boy Incorporated. Hey, I'm actually working on a book, but statistically, I stand not to make any money. What YouTubers do you like to watch in your free time? I watch stuff people send me. I try to, at least. But I don't specifically like seek out YouTubers to watch. I'm usually reading or arguing on the internet. If I do fall down a YouTube rabbit hole, I pretty much watch like guys getting hit in the nuts, cute animal videos, quick practical jokes, things like that. That's kind of where my YouTube rabbit hole goes down. But I don't have enough time in the day to edit my own shows, let alone sit down and watch somebody else's 2-hour long show. So I try, get the clips when I can to watch, or fast forward to where someone's like, hey, watch this at 17 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll go there and watch that if I can. But there's only so much time in the day. When I can, I do love catching up with Jamie and Rocky and Hunter Jackson and all those folks. They're good dudes, and I love watching them when I get the chance. Paratarian, here are some coordinates will take you take you to an actual place and not somewhere random. Oh, really? Is that what you think? Okay, Paratarian, we'll put you up to the challenge here and see if, in fact, this isn't just some random place. Okay, we're going to Red Sea. We are in a spiral. That's pretty cool looking. What is this? That's cool. Desert Breath. Egyptian desert near Hurghada on the Red Sea coast. It's a double spiral, an extra large piece of art called Desert Breath. It was created by a group of 3 artists. Those folks. The works completed March 7th, 1997. Covers an area of 360 meters by 300 meters. Consists of 89 protruding cones, gradually increasing size, set in a spiral, and another 89 depressed incised cones set in second spirals. The center of these 2 spirals is a pair of 2 large cones with protruding cone fitting inside the incised one. When filled with water, it gives an impression of a micro-island and a small circular lake. View with regard was construction didn't involve any wastage. Whatever sand was dug out from the depressed cones was used to create the protruding cones. Artwork is subject to natural erosion, and in due course, the area will revert back to the original desert plain. Well, there you go. Okay, so that's cool. It's pretty. I dig it. All right. And there's along the Red Sea. There's some really cool resorts along the Red Sea I'd like to go to. I want to go everywhere, man. Look at these little islands. Look at these little places. Look at this giant resort here. whole lot going on there. Ilguna. There's a lot going on. Speedboats and Instagram models and all sorts of stuff along there. I love the desert. And the chat reset. Okay, scrolling back up. All right, there's the coordinates one. Okay. Josh Walker. Happy birthday, Houston. Is it true that Mercury's core cooled and surface partially collapsed? Yes. So there's some crazy escarpments on Mercury. So Mercury has a very large metallic core compared to the rock layer when it differentiated. And this metallic core, when it was super hot, was large and expansive. And then when it cooled off a bit, it shrank. And when it shrank, it basically sucked in all of the rocks around the lithosphere of Mercury. So if we, I gotta go there, gotta click on you and tell you to go there. Okay, turn that on, turn that off. Okay. Scarps. Oops, not W scarps. Scarps. Here we go. Okay. So there's big scarps. These are big cliff lines. And this is basically, the planet shrank and this stuff got sucked in. And when it got sucked in, it made these uneven, big, long, huge cracks that go very far. Some of them thousands of miles are how big the scarps are. Some of them traverse meteorite craters. So right through the meteorite crater is these fault zones from these escarpments. So that's the proof we have that Mercury, the interior cooled. Here's a good one. Look at this one. I think this is from mapping, but these things are like thousands of feet high. And we do have big escarpments here on Earth that work in similar ways. This sort of explains the thrust faults and how they work. But we got similar escarpments here on Earth as a result of plate tectonics, of things striking into each other. But the way they happen on Mercury are on just vast scales. Like the Drakensberg Mountains are really cool in South Africa, and that's an escarpment that kind of formed the same way on Earth, but not from the core cooling, but from plates interacting with each other. You can see Drakensberg and escarpment. Yeah, so here's the Drakensbergs. Big giant cliffs. This isn't a canyon. This is literally rock that got uplifted as a result of a thrust fault. They're pretty cool. So imagine this, but on a lifeless Mercury. And this is where, if you guys ever seen The Gods Must Be Crazy, which please go watch The Gods Must Be Crazy, and Gods Must Be Crazy 2. That's a fantastic movie as well. This is where the main character throws a Coca-Cola bottle off the end of the earth because it's been like causing nothing but problems. It's the Drakensbergs. That's the end of the earth. I do want to go there. So this is the Great Escarpment that travels, 1,000 miles in South Africa through Lesotho and whatnot. Cool place. I totally want to go someday. A lot of places I want to go. Look at that. That's awesome. That's super awesome. That's so awesome. I want to go to the Drakensbergs on a day when there's an inversion and just see that. Bing. Nicholas Minelli, Houston, Al from Boston is back. He was saying how the DTCC could take months for them to get an actual share count for your GME. Thoughts? I think it's possible. I don't think they'll even bother. I don't think that they even want to look at what's like been stuffed into that closet. Otherwise, it'll just be one of those sitcoms where they open the door and everything comes falling on top of them. They just want to ignore it and hope it goes away, and it's not going to go away. So I mean, it'll take a super long time just because they won't do it until they're forced to. Until GME says, "Hey, give us our shares back. We're taking them out of your system." Wildcat Strike. What do you suppose future civilizations will think of our legacy? Will they care about our POG collections? It'll be interesting to see. Like, all the plastic crap is going to survive. That's for sure. There'll be all sorts of like Beanie Baby stuffings, and I've always been curious. Like, you know, every home has a TV, and all the seating is oriented towards the television, and they find this like relic of a bombed out, fossilized archaeological dig of a home, and like, this was obviously the religious artifact where everyone came and they prayed every single night. Things like that. When it's just a TV that we mindlessly watch the world end on. Yeah. POG collections. Like, there'll be weird collections that homes have here and there. And they'll be like, I think they'll have a hard time figuring those out. But the stuff everyone has in their home, like, you know, a collection of mugs with ironic sayings on them. I wonder, like, everyone has a drinking apparatus, but they all had very specific uses for, you can only use this one on a Sunday during equinox or something. I think there'd be weird things that they would make out of that. Another one here. Sinchan, Houston, happy birthday. Not financial advice. At what point would you start selling if you had 11,000 shares of AMC? I mean, today the bid-ask spread was $1,000. So if you have 11,000 shares of AMC at $1,000, you have $11 million. That's retirement. I would start selling $500, $1,000, and ladder from there. That seems to work, and you'll probably net, $20-30 million out of it or more. But it will give you the opportunity for it to climb, and if you're doing one share at a time, and you've gone through a dozen or so shares, and that price is at $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a share. Then at any point you can take the other 10,000 plus shares you have and go and sell, and then walk off into the sunset, holding hands with your new supermodel bride. And that seems to, it's like a dog hair on my nose, and it is just bugging the heck out of me. Ugh, dog, your hair is everywhere. Why can't you be like Monkey and have short little hair that never sheds? Why couldn't you be like her? What is with your DNA, man? Just at all times, it feels like there's something just like dangling off my face, and it's gonna drive me insane. But man, 11,000 shares, you're gonna be fine, so fine. Hugh G. Rection. I was at WVU, West Virginia. In late 70s studying geology. There was a lavatory stall with dolomite as the wall material. Someone had written a caption, "Help me, I'm trapped in a stylolite." Stylolite. I never forget that. We didn't have anything cool. Our bathrooms were all made of like plastic at the University of Hawaii. And I preferred going to the secret library bathroom that no one knew about. That was the best bathroom to go to. When I was at Lewis and Clark, there was a really great secret library bathroom that if you went into the stairwell, you went into like 4 sub-basements. At the very bottom, like 10 floors down for some reason, there was just one bathroom. And as far as I could tell, it was perhaps me and maybe the janitor who refilled the supplies in that bathroom were the only ones who used it. It's great spot. Nerds. Okay. Chad Anderson, Highcroft Mining having fun in post market up 29%. Highcroft's going up. HYMC. Goodness gracious, look at that. Between 5:40 p.m. and 5:45, it went up 30 cents. And now it's up, it's 196 from 140. It's up 56 cents since close. Huh. Well, all right. Not bad. Not too shabby. Oh, you guys can't see that because I do. There we go. So that's where it started at 5:40 p.m. Eastern time, and where we're sitting now up at $1.94, almost $2. So good job. Something's happened with Highcroft. Probably some T30